Hey y'all, welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Channel. I'm Darrin. Today's Valentine's Day and we're going to cook a nice prime rib roast using sous vide, and we're going to finish it up on the Kamado Joe Classic 2 using the Joetisserie rotisserie system. So I'll be right back. All right, all. I have my prime rib roast that I bought back, in December when they were on sale for the holidays for like $5.88 a pound. And this one's been in the freezer. Before I froze it and vacuum sealed it, I did season it up with a little bit of my beef rub, just salt, pepper, and garlic. So we're gonna shoot for right around medium rare, probably just a little over. I'm gonna sous vide it at 134 for about 6 hours. And by that time, I'll be home from work and I can actually cook it on the Joetisserie. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this tossed in. Since it's already ready to go, it's frozen. It gives it a little bit more time, give it a little bit more time in the sous vide to thaw out. So that's why I'm going 6.5 hours on this cook. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it tossed in here, and I will see you guys in 6.5 hours. All right, guys, it's just about a half hour before time to put it on the grill, and I'm gonna go ahead and light a couple fire starters in the Kamado Joe. I got my Joetisserie on here ready to go. And we'll be back in a few. All right, I'm back. I just pulled the prime rib out of the sous vide. It sat in there at 134, right at about 6 hours. So it's ready. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my rotisserie here. And I'm gonna put it on this way. So I want it to get some kind of good crust. I'm not gonna pat this dry though. I want the moisture to kind of let the rub here stick. And what I'm using the It's Incredible by Heaven Made Products. Again, I really like this rub, and it's going to kind of complement the beef rub that's already on there, the salt, pepper, and garlic. This is not as salty as that. I'm going to go ahead and get a little on every inch of it. Hands are clean, by the way. I already washed them. So I'm going to get a little of this rub all over this prime rib. All right, now I'm just going to go ahead, turn it this way because I'm going to run the skewer right through here. All right, got my skewer here from my Joetisserie, from my Kamado Joe. And I'm going to go ahead and just put it right through the middle. Make sure this goes through straight. All right, gonna run it right through there, and make sure do the same thing on this end. Get it right in there, so it's not wobbling. Tighten it down pretty good, and that's it. I may make one more pass with the rub here, just so that we can make sure we get any that might have washed off right there when I moved it around, and that's it. We're gonna go throw it on the grill. I'll be right back. All right, guys, my Joetisserie is up to temp. Got it up to about 375 or so, what it's looking like. The Joetisserie is shaped like a wedge, so it fits perfectly in the Kamado Joe Classic here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put it on, and then we're gonna let it go. I'm also gonna adjust my charcoal a little bit. When you use these, just make sure that your meat's not running into the charcoal or getting too close to the fire. One of the good things about this Kamado Joe, if you buy the basket that's a extra accessory, it has a divider in it where you can bank the coals up pretty easy when you use this Joetisserie. So we're just gonna let this spin and get a nice crust. That fire is gonna get up even hotter when we close this lid, and we'll be back. All right, guys, while our prime rib is cooking out there on the Kamado Joe, I'm going to make a little sauce. It's kind of a combination of a couple different sauces. It's my friend Eric Gephardt, who works for Kamado Joe, is their main culinary designer. He has a little sauce he calls his comeback sauce. It's good for beef. Tri-tip he uses it a lot for. And then you got Alabama style chicken sauce. It's got a little horseradish in it, and horseradish goes really good with prime rib. So I'm going to make a little bit of a combination sauce. I'm going to use about a cup of mayonnaise, and then we're going to his recipe calls for Duke's because I get from the South, so Duke's mayonnaise is it. It really has some simple ingredients. We're going to use about half a tablespoon of garlic powder, and I'm going to put this in the down below. It's about a half a tablespoon of garlic powder. His calls for about a tablespoon of red wine vinegar. So I'm going to do that. A little red wine vinegar. I'm going to add a little onion powder, so about a teaspoon of onion powder. Then we're going to about a tablespoon, a little bit more than a teaspoon of salt, kosher salt. That's good. And then he uses about half a teaspoon of black pepper. So I'm going to use about that, about a half a teaspoon of black pepper. And then I'm going to use just a little bit of creamy horseradish. Probably a little less than about a tablespoon. And that's it. I'm going to go ahead and whisk this up. If it's still a little thick, I'll add a little bit of water to it, or maybe just a little bit more red wine vinegar. It's real simple, but it should go really well with the prime rib. Yeah, it's a little thick, so I'm going to add just a little bit more red wine vinegar. And that red wine vinegar is going to give it a nice acidic taste. It's going to mix really well with that horseradish, I think. And that's it. Should be great. I'll let you know as soon as the prime rib's ready. I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm going to just do close-up of the meat today because it smells fantastic. It looks fantastic. It should be a perfect medium rare. Take a look at that. Got a nice color to it. It's got some nice juices flowing from it, that's for sure. I'm going to have to get a paper towel down here so it doesn't run all over the floor when I cut into this. So I'm going to make sure you guys get a good sight when I cut into this right now. Look at that. Super tender, I can tell that already. Just from the way it's coming through, the knife's going through it. Look at that. It's nice and medium rare. Even on the edge here. Take a look at that. Wow. It's falling apart. Ooh, I get it into the camera. I'm going to take a little bit of the sauce. Take a little bit of sauce right there. Wow. It's fantastic. You guys have to try it if you've never sous vide a prime rib, especially when you put on that Kamado Joetisserie. If you have a Weber grill, you can use a Weber rotisserie, but it just gives that a great sear, great smoky flavor. That sauce is outstanding. Go ahead and try the sauce. But great prime rib. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Like, subscribe, follow us on our next videos. Share, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks, guys.